know you're working for a bad employer? And let me tell you, is it time for you to quit your job and move on? Sometimes we're willing to put up with a lot. And I want to be here today to help you understand that you actually don't have to do that. I want you to understand what makes a bad employer versus a good employer. And that maybe it's time for you to look for a new opportunity, a better opportunity. So, what makes a bad employer? Number one, communication. You know there's a problem with your employer when they just assume for you to know what to do and somehow they never explained it to you in the first place. When they say things like, just figure it out. Poor communication or lack of communication really creates distrust between the employee and the employer. A good employer will have the patience to explain anything that is a concern to you and obviously communicate that with respect. Also, you should not be afraid to approach your employer and ask for clarification. So ultimately, if you feel like you're not being heard or respected, then this could be a really big issue. Number two, unclear objectives and direction. So if you work in an environment where goals and objectives are not clear, or how you work is not assessed or measured and it's just not transparent, it's very difficult to know where to channel your energy and attention. A good employer should give you very clear directions about your tasks. Give you directions about your purpose, why you're here. And clear instructions means that everybody knows what they're doing and how to do it, what is expected of them, and ultimately this gives you tools on how to succeed in your job. Number three, poor leadership. Now, this also falls down in all of the categories that I'm going to mention throughout this entire video. But other examples of poor leaderships are things like micromanaging. Also, somebody who always wants to be in control and doesn't allow others to step up in a leadership role. A good employer knows exactly the goal that they're working towards. They have clear direction, a sense of accountability, and making sure that operations run as smoothly as possible. A good leader will bring out the best in you and motivate you to succeed. A bad leader can make you feel unworthy, unseen, and basically give you wishy-washy directions. Number four, bad company culture. Working for a company with unhealthy work-life balance, high staff turnover, bullying, and basically an environment where it makes you feel drained, unmotivated, and unfulfilled. It might be a sign that it's time for you to move on. Company culture is everything. Think about it. How many hours a day do you spend at home and how many hours a day do you spend at work? So if your working environment is toxic, there is no way that that does not affect you. So now it comes down to thinking about your priorities. Is your health, your mental health a priority? Or is working for a company that doesn't value you your priority? Number five, false promises. If you were promised a raise or a promotion and months keep passing by and nothing changes, well, this is a telltale sign of working for a bad employer. Simply put, they may be taking advantage of you. Now, of course, we don't want to be jumping to conclusions either. Obviously, set up a meeting and make sure that you get feedback as to why the raise or the promotion hasn't happened yet. But if you've been working hard, showing results, maybe asked for the meeting and they had no real explanation as to why, well then, you really need to ask yourself if this is worth pursuing and continuing. There will be somebody out there who will value you, who will pay you for what you're worth, and who will actually see you for what you're worth. The question is, how much do you think you're worth? Number six, mean employer. As obvious as this is, well, believe it or not, we're willing to put up with a lot. And I can actually say that this is something that happened to me. And it's a lot more common than you think. If your employer is disrespectful, mean, and rude, get out of there. It is not worth your mental health. It is not worth your physical health. At the end of the day, you will find a better job. You will find another job. And honestly, the majority of people are nice, but unfortunately, there are bad people out there. So don't allow yourself to be treated that way. In conclusion, really ask yourself, why are you afraid to change? If you know that your employer is bad, if you know that the situation's not working for you, you really need to sit down and think about it. Maybe weigh the pros and cons of staying. Now, I know that some of you may be working paycheck to paycheck, and honestly, you don't have the time to go out there and put out your resume and find another job. That's probably what you're telling yourself, right? But here's the thing, all you need is 1 hour, maybe every day, or maybe even 1 hour a week to put your time and attention into looking for another job. Start small, start writing your resume, put that 1 hour to creating a resume, and then eventually you build it up to finding platforms where you can look for jobs. And of course, submit yourself for jobs. There are plenty of online platforms out there that can give you this opportunity, such as Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Career Builder, and many, many more. I promise you, you won't regret it. If you commit to this 1 hour a week, 1 hour a day, I promise you, you will see results. In the end of the day, you have nothing to lose. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And remember, we have a ton of informational, educational videos on our channel. In fact, I even help you on how to write a cover letter and a resume. Hint, hint. Now, if you would like us to help you and your business, click the description box below, or of course, you can go to our website. Mitsuoka Company, the best recruiting business, period.